Have a look in there, look.
Yose sent me a hub motor for the wooden car project. Brilliant. Thank you, Yose. You can't know how much fun we've had with this thing already. But anyway, back to the beginning. This is one of their conversion kits.
It's like sandwich shape. Nicely packed. Oh, a very neat little motor, isn't it?
For converting your ordinary bicycle into an e-bike. And everything you need is in the box. Not just the motor already mounted in the wheel, and the battery and the charger, and the controller and the display screen. There's also a pair of brake levers and a full set of tools. We were very impressed. We chose the 26-inch version, but you can choose any common wheel size to match your bicycle, and there's a range of motor sizes too.
I think they put in everything you possibly need and a few extra bits.
Yeah.
Very impressed.
Of course, we're not converting a bicycle, we're using it in the wooden car, but almost everything will be the same. So keep watching if you're planning to pimp your bike. Pimp it, transform it. Now, this is my first time doing this, and there were a couple of things I didn't know about, and they're worth bearing in mind. For instance, this is our old wheel in situ with the gears working, as you can see. Now, you need to use your old gear sprocket and put it onto your new wheel. And the brake disc too, if that's the sort of brakes you're using. And the brake disc was no problem at all, and the sprocket cone set wouldn't have been a problem either, unless you only had the old style screw-in ones, which of course is all we had. I think we have 8 cones, but they're all the old type that screw into place. What you need is the sort with splines, like this one, that slide into place. They're not expensive though if you need to buy a new one. There's a helpful instruction manual complete with photos. And Yose provide the appropriate socket and chain wrench too. The washers do need to go in correctly, but there are pictures to help me and you. Pictures, lots of pictures. You'll also need to swap over your tube and tyre, though you might like to upgrade your tyre because apparently e-bikes chew up sheepy tyres for breakfast. This is my first version of the back suspension frame. I'm working on improvements, but still this one worked fairly well. I'd cobbled together a mounting for the brake caliper, and I just wanted to be sure that it fitted properly before it went into the car, so that's why it's on the bench. Again, if you're converting your old bike, you should be able to use whatever brakes you had already. The brake levers each have 2 wires coming from them. One of them is the normal wire connection to the brake itself. The other is an electrical wire that disconnects the motor as you apply the brake. Clever, huh? So that's the wheel and the motor installed. The next job is the pedal sensor. You need to remove a pedal crank with the extractor tool that's provided, and then slide a small donut-shaped plastic fitting over the crank spindle. The pedal sensor has magnets in it and cleverly senses when you're trying to pedal. Then the controller tells the motor to help you, and then when you stop pedaling, so does the motor. So when you've finished converting your bike, it'll be just like normal. You still need to pedal and change gears and stuff, but much easier. But that's where we met our next challenge.
Too stiff.
The pedal sensor is made for modern bikes, and all our old bikes have spindles that are too fat.
Did you actually look at the instructions?
I couldn't find them. I did just look for the instructions.
Maybe we should have a look.
Later on, we switched out the old spindle for a less old spindle, but of course at the time we were in too much of a hurry to sort that out, so we bypassed it for now. We attached the battery mount, which includes the controller, and connected all the cables. They're all color coded and just pushed together, so it will be hard to get them wrong.
Plugged in.
Exciting.
Now we had to put the battery in the wrong place. It's just in front of the seat because the cable was too short, because it's made for a bicycle and not a wooden car. But I was able to buy an extension cable for it on Amazon without any issue. So this battery was later moved forward and out of the way. The display unit is made to go on your handlebars, so I need to make a neat hole in the dashboard, but for now it's attached temporarily. All you do then is push the on button.
Okay. What does that mean?
Everything. Pedal assist sensor 1. BMS 36.4, which is the voltage, so you're half a battery. It's on 0 kilometers an hour. That's your speed.
And because we don't have the pedal sensor yet, we use the thumb accelerator instead.
How exciting! Okay, now if you put the brake on. Wow. Bloody hell, this is great.
25, 26 kilometers an hour. 28, 30 kilometers an hour. Then stop.
I love it. Okay then. Oh, well, yeah, absolutely. Better go open the door, aren't we?
Just pushing that little lever means the motor kicks in and the wheel goes round. I'm not sure how legal that is on the roads in Ireland, but it comes with the kit, so we had to try it out now, didn't we?
Well, let's just see if we can make it move at all. Cable layout could be improved. The seat position could be improved. This is brilliant. How exciting. Try that again. Love it. Okay, Ashley, please open the door.
This is me figuring out why the motor won't run. Without connecting up the front brakes, because we didn't have any yet, this little part dropped into the wrong place, which made the lever think that the brake was on, so nothing happened, which is actually brilliant, of course. We don't want the motor to work if you have the brakes on. Anyway, I did quickly figure that out, and once the front brakes are fitted, then it won't happen again. And then the motor worked, and off we went.
It's going along and I'm not doing anything.
Sounds good too.
Ready?
Ready.
We had no idea whether this car would be too heavy for the motor. We really didn't know for sure if it would go along at all, but just look at it go.
Love it.
Round.
Wow. Good as the car. Have a go. Come on, have a go. I love it. You're just pretending to pedal.
So at this point the pedal sensor isn't doing anything, it's just tucked away. So we're controlling everything with the thumb accelerator for now. So the motor's doing all the work, and I know people who use e-bikes like that all the time. No pedaling at all, very lazy. Though as I say, that may not be legal in most countries. It's supposed to be an electrically assisted pedal vehicle, not an electric vehicle.
Wonderful, isn't it? I mean, really, it's kind of fun.
Yeah. Crash helmet.
Crash helmet, crash hat, yep.
Goggles.
Should I go in gear?
Also, of course, if you don't pedal them, your travel range will be much shorter, and you soon get cold. But here we are establishing that the motor can easily push us along, though pedaling helps, and establishing that it's great fun. It really is.
19 kilometers an hour.
There you go.
It's a little bit of getting used to, but
Is it?
I have to do it again now.
Oh, go on then, yeah, let's do it. Oh. Who was that? I saw, yeah.
I went at 27 kilometers an hour.
That's over the speed limit.
Just shush, I didn't say that.
24.9.
Holy cow!
Ashley came up with the correct size bottom bracket spindle in the end, and we were able to swap them out without any problem. The bottom bracket threads are the same for the old and new spindles, so it's not a big deal, but you might like to look into that on your own bike first, so at least you're forewarned.
Put the other side on.
With the pedal assist working, there's a slight delay before the motor jumps in to help you, which you get used to pretty quickly, and you can choose how much help you want by pushing the button as you're going along if you like. We learned too that we need first gear to get started, so it's best to get into first gear before you even stop, so you need to think ahead.
What do you think?
So if you're coming up to a corner or a junction, getting ready to stop, change into first gear in advance, because you want to be pedaling when you change gear. On an ordinary bicycle, you can lift the back wheel if you find yourself in the wrong gear,
car
but
coming.
it's not so easy in a wooden car. This is me with the car body tidied up a bit.
Ready?
I've been driving up and down the road a lot, listening to the rattles and squeaks and testing the cornering and the brakes. Going uphill is no bother at all, but this car definitely needs front brakes for the downhills. The longest trip I've been on so far is 14.2 kilometers, about 9 miles, and it went splendidly. Nothing fell off, and it was great fun. People slowed down and waved and took photos and clapped, and I bowled along by the seaside, eating an ice cream, thinking I should have made one of these things years ago. Now, there are still hundreds of things to change on the car, and also 2 things I would change about the Yose conversion kit. See, there's a fine big powerful battery included, but there's no simple way to use it for the lighting system, which seems a bit of a shame really. I think we'll have to get a second 12-volt battery for our lights, but I'm sure it would be possible for them to provide a 12-volt outlet, maybe in later models. And this little booklet that tells you how to program your controller and screen, well, it's just too little, sillily little. But apart from that, it's absolutely brilliant.